canes over here. We got some canes over here. There go some canes over
Relax
here.
and take notes while I step in, ain't no question. I've been reppin', see my squad ballin', that's a blessing. I'm texting with my homies from that West End Zone crew. Say they taking shots, told me roll through. I told you about that orange and green. We click tight, big bites, we destroy your team. Make the world view our games like a horror scene. Stuff opponents in a can like Goya beans. I mean, representing for the team, let us hit it out. You can't get connected with us, shake your signal. Infamous with that swag, it's original. The copycats could copy that, but we go get some more. No gay, no Seminole. We let it stay, but in the state we is the general. Coral Gables around the world, we don't have a limit. We read our youth from the streets to the academics. Get some canes over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here.
All we do please is the hurricanes. You ain't got that work, you can't serve the canes. I know you been watching, we been hurting things. Where that crown at, homie, we them dirty canes. We gon' get that title, what that purdy ring. Gotta turn over chain for every team. Green and orange on my back, get a foreigner's back. I'm scoring while you roaring like a lion getting sacked. ¿Qué pasó, papi? Tú no puedes conmigo. Argentino de principio, huracán en mi equipo. Got the passion like Sebastian when I'm rapping, that's a fact. Got that 7-6 jersey for the legend, one sack, yeah.
It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here.
We got some canes over here and we bout that. Solo D and them ballin' boys, yo, we got that. No good chillin' in the cut, hard rock pack. And if you hatin' on them canes, better stack. It's the state of the MIA. The U is back, what them haters gotta say. Them hurricanes, we be ballin' all day. Turn over chain, got the people going crazy.
No whoop whoop, it's the sign, so you know who it is. They counting finest ballin' like the U up in here. Gold teeth, grillin', chillin', Solo D, what it is. We got the turn up chain, gang up in here. Cause it's a UM thing, orange and green is the gear. We coming to you HD, so it's crispy clear. Now put them U's in the sky, don't stand and chill. And let them know if they don't know we got some canes up in here.
It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. It's some canes over here. Throwing U's up, how we do our thing over here.
Canes, we be ballin' all day. Canes, we be ballin' all day. Canes, we be ballin' all day. Them hurricanes, we be ballin' all day.
Who that?
So low, so low, so low, G. So low, so low, so low, G.
Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
Crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
We live in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? Trying to get some face up in this thing, man. Ain't got no light, cuz. Y'all can hear me, V12, V12 in the building. What's up, baby?
Hey, we here, man. We here. We can kind of breathe a little sigh of relief. But
okay,
got a little bit to talk about. I can hear you loud and clear though.
Good, man. Appreciate it, Dom. I'm riding dirty on the turnpike right now. I'm not driving, so y'all ain't got to worry about that part. But if I was, it didn't matter. Because hey, boy, I got fire in my eyes right now. I got to wear my shades out here, dog. Talk to us, man. What's your feeling about the game? It's mixed emotions. For y'all that's in the comment section, let me do this before I get started as always, man. Hey, Chanelin in the building. First lady through the smoke. Appreciate you. Missed you this morning, but I understand. But as always, got to give my props to Solo D for allowing us to use the music. From Certified Home Loans, who sponsored this program. I don't have his information up, but all his information is in the description below. Check it out. Anything you got to do regarding to home loans, VA loans, FHA loans, first-time buyers, investment property, so forth, man. So as you see, my co-host, I'm trying to buy some time right now. My whole co-host done slipped off right now. You know, daddy do this. But big win today. When we knew we was going to have today. Get that. My question was in pregame was not that we were going to win the game, but how we were going to win the game. So talk to us, V12, in that sense right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a foregone conclusion that we would win the game. For me, I'm not as hyped. I'm not really too impressed. I saw a lot of positive things from the team, and I think we can get into it. But for me, it was expected for us. I mean, we were 44-point favorites, so it wasn't. The game was never a contested game by Connecticut, and so I was looking for the little technical things and things that we could improve upon. We spoke about it in the pregame, so we could talk about it. But it's a good win. I think going into next week, it's a good momentum booster and it's a good confidence booster for our team. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I had a chance to watch the first half. I thought I was going to be able to see most of the game and then get on the road, but because of the weather delay, it threw everything off, man. So I'm actually headed to the Florida-Tennessee game, man, and I'm rocking my UM shirt up in that joint. I'm letting them know, boy, we back. And I'm letting the AD know at Florida, y'all need to play us every year because we want that smoke. Matter of fact, we want all that smoke. So with all that being said, speaking of smoke, who's that one ride in here, bud? Not me. Boy, anyway, God, dog. Hold up, man. Woo! I'm tripping, boy. Anyway, y'all about to catch some Kane fans on the turnpike. They'll be on the side of the road, bro. But anyhow, please forgive my lighting. But anyhow, it was a dominant win. I saw some good things out of the young quarterbacks. That's what I wanted to see. I saw a lot of good things out of them. I saw a lot of poise, right? Again, I understand who we played. I get it. I understand it. I'm not going to have to keep going back over and saying that, fan base. I understand. But sometimes as a fan base, I think we want to just have a point to argue. And we didn't play nobody. But let's, like Balin said earlier, let's look at the positive in this, right? There are some negatives, but let's look at the majority of it was positive. What can we pull out of this that gets forward? Regardless if Manny Diaz is the coach or not in the future, whoever the new coach is, what can we see that's coming forward? You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. TVD came in, did well, but he threw that out. I think it was in the second quarter, bro. That's NFL throw. I'm be honest with you. That's when he threw that out to Restrepo. Those are that's what the league want to see in quarterbacks. And again, I just said don't be negative, but I have to be very honest. I don't think that is a throw that De'Aaron King can make consistently the way that boy threw that ball on time, catchable ball. We saw Harley make catches. It seemed like everybody caught except Wiggins. Wiggins drops a wide open one. And I'm going to get to that point, too, from a receiver standpoint. I want your point on that drop if you had a chance to see it.
I did.
But long story short, I'm all blacked out, man. But anyway, so long story short, how do you take it from the quarterbacks?
You know, that was definitely a shining moment for the team. And as we alluded to in the pregame, we wanted to. And coach, you got a little crystal ball because you called that, coach. You called that going back and forth with the quarterbacks, man. That was a good call. But you know what? But that's why you're a coach, because as a coach, you got to evaluate what you got. And like I said, give me some props too. This is the game to do it. As long and with the other players as well. We went deep into the bench. But let's get back to those two guys. You see why I like Jason State Farm Garcia. I like four guys. I like him. He played very well. I like his mobility too. which is the gift that he has. But we're going back to TBD. Man, that throw he made was phenomenal, and that caught my attention. He stands tall in the pocket, and I like how he uses. He's mobile enough to slide away from the pressure and get the ball down the field, down the field. So those two quarterbacks, they played like they played in big games before, and I was very impressed by what they did and how they handled it. And I will say this: TBD has some of the easier throws in the beginning, and we got to give Rhett Lashley credit. He played to those guys' strength in the beginning until they got going, and then they started making better throws down the field.
Yeah, I agree 100%, man. You know, the game plan wasn't very hard. I don't see it had to be very hard. We finally took shots down the field, connected. You know, Wiggins dropped one. That was easy. Like I said, I'm going to get into that, what I think really is the problem. And I started to see it. I really saw it real clear right then. Jake Garcia seems to be the more, well, it definitely is the more mobile quarterback between the two. Again, I think we talked about this back then about TBD and his speed. He may be a straight line guy, but he's not an elusive guy, right? He's a straight line speed guy, but he's not an elusive cat. And I remember somebody saying, "Oh, well, he ran this in track." Yeah, but track is straight line. You understand? That's the difference. And it went to show that he couldn't even get away from those guys. I'm not saying that, you know, those guys didn't earn their sacks, but at the end of the day, he still didn't have enough 10-yard explosion to create enough separation, if that makes sense, what I'm saying. From Jake Garcia, when he actually pulled it, I think that was a read. It looked way different than when King does it. I'm not here to bash King, but King's is so quick. It's either he's giving it or he's pulling it. If you looked at Jake when he pulled it, he rolled it a little bit up in there, then he snatched it. It looked totally different, if you ask me. And he took it for 43. But it also goes to show Jake, I know he had a knee brace. I think he was hurt in high school. I don't know if he has that top out end speed, which is fine. I mean, bro, I'll take 43 yards off my quarterback any day. Don't get me wrong. But I even saw Cam catch up to him to try to give him a little cheap block right there, right before he got tackled. Let's talk about receiver play. Saw a lot of young guys, but let's go to Wiggins because I brought it up. Wiggins drops that ball, in my opinion. You the receiver dude. Matter of fact, before I do that, let me get some love right here. I got the Bullyville $4.99. Appreciate you. It's going to be hard for me to give y'all some love on this phone, man. I'm doing it straight off the phone. Hurricane Logan says, play them young boys, prove today, and develop them. Because you ain't done that. I can read y'all, but the phone bounces, trust me. And what y'all saw today is a clear laser from the future. Leadership failures. All right, shout out to Hurricane Logan. Logan, I thought I'd be able to get you on that phone call, but rain delay messed it up, so I'm on the road. TBD has arm strength. Yes, that is something else we saw, arm strength. But let's talk about that receiver play. Let's go in straight into Wiggins on that drop. Why did he drop that ball, Dose?
To me, a couple of things were going on there. I didn't see the concentration of him. If you watch his eyes from the ball going into his hands, it's a basic catch on the money. You gotta look the ball into your hands, right? I don't know if he's trying to make a move before he gets the ball, but that's a routine catch you catch in warm-ups. He's not concentrating. Yeah, you have a defender, but a defender was basically beat. That's 6 points in your sleep. So the concentration is not there, and also the confidence is not there anymore. And now I'm beginning to see why. I knew in the beginning, and based on some of the other receivers play, and I think it was Bergie or somebody said in the chat earlier, give these other receivers some burn. Because now I understand why Pope is on the bench and why Wiggins is so far in the depth chart. Because a lot of these young receivers came in and it was Restrepo catching the ball with his hands, looking at them, making some great catches. Brinson, brilliant catch in the back of the end zone, one hand catch. Those guys were hungry, man. They popping off the screen, and that's why Pope wants to go to cornerback. And don't be surprised if Wiggins gonna be buried again. Because what I saw from the receiving court, shout out to my boy Sonny Barnes. He texted me during the game, and I agree with him. Those receivers, young receivers, they look hungry. And I have something to say. Sometimes as seniors, 6-year seniors, 5-year seniors, those guys can get jaded. And when you interject young blood, when you interject hunger, we talk about the hunger that you women's missing. Those guys came in and kind of say, hey, this is how it's supposed to be done. Harley showed out, but we need him to be, we need continuity from Harley. I take Harley any day. Continuity is his issue. But today, this is a confidence builder for the entire team, and for the receiving core, it's definitely a confidence builder. But I say Wiggins, he's not concentrating, man. Somebody said something, I forgot who it was, one of the pros, one of the greats from UM, said that I don't know if the coaches are demanding that the receivers stay after practice, come in early and leave late. Because if they're doing that, some of these mistakes in the depth chart.
I agree. I'm gonna tell you what I saw of that. First thing I saw, his hands were wrong. His hands were wrong. Regardless if he looked it in or not, you can't catch a ball with that kind of heat on it. And hard for me to do. I'm trying to hold his phone. Look at that. I'm such a cheat. Listen, the ball is high. You already know. Above the waist is what? Thumbs. Below the waist is pinkies. He tried to catch that ball like this, and it's coming on a line. You got to catch that ball just like this. Let the nose of the ball go right into the diamond. He walks through the end zone. He literally walks through the end zone. All I'm just trying to say, it wasn't a dump pass where you catch it this way, where it was up and over. It was a straight line pass right here. It's hard to catch that ball like that. Think about what I'm saying, 12. That ball is here on a line. It's eye level. That ball needs to be caught this way. Now, if it's up in a rainbow and coming down at you, then yes, I get that. That ball was straight ahead. Y'all go check the replay. I looked at it over and over. And that right there lets me know that they don't, to me, and I have to look at their previous drops, but they don't seem to understand how their hands need to be formed. And in high school, maybe they got away with it because guys didn't throw as hard. But in college, these guys got some steam coming off the rock. You can't hold on to with those rotations in that ball and all of that. Does that make? I see you got to look up. And I'm not saying being funny, but does what I'm saying make sense?
No, it does. Let me. I'm gonna look at it again because I your point is well taken. And with Wiggins, his hand positions may be suspect, and I don't think he trusts his hands as much. And that's what I said in the beginning. A lot of the receivers, if you see a lot of Wiggins catch, a lot of them come to his chest. Same thing with Pope. So when I'm gonna look at it again, that post, you can catch it like this, right? But you can also catch it like that. So it all depends on how, because sometimes you come like,
but it's the angle of the ball. That's what the post, yes.
Yeah.
But he drove that ball on Wiggins. He didn't put air under. And that's the difference. Yeah. And that's what the kinds of catches you have to understand from here to here is a total different catch than it is. You know, just think about baseball. Why do you think catchers catch like this when they drilling the ball at? You can't catch a pitch like this from a pitcher. You know what I mean? You'll never catch it. You have to have it because it's coming on a line. If it has, now if your pitcher throws a rainbow at you, like maybe in Little League softball, right? Where we used to pitch underhand and a big rainbow, the catcher got his mitt like this because it's going to drop in your hand. Same concept. Do me a favor, go check it out somewhere in the condensed version.
Yeah, no
but
worries.
But that's even for the chat too. Let's check this out, man. Running backs, man. Cam had a great game. Basically played the first half. He did great for my fantasy. My fantasy thing, hey, A63 Kane. Hold up. I know you in here, boy. I know you in here, boy. Hey, boy, I'm coming, boy. Hey, I'm coming back like the plague, A63 Kane. You understand? Listen, my thing is, he did a great job. First half, 100 yards, ran the ball well. You know, some people going to question, he got tackled by one guy. But I thought he did what he was supposed to do in that situation. And any other back, I don't care how great they are. So with all that being said, what's your take on the running backs? Cody Brown, we saw Thad Franklin there pretty much in the fourth quarter. Your take on that? 222 in the chat. Do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Trying to get the 15 stacks before the day is out.
Yeah, running backs played well. We were clamoring for that 100-yard game. Cam gave it to us on the ground, and also Cam gave us a lot of yards and a touchdown in the air which is pretty good. So Cam came out and did his thing. I like to see him show his speed. He showed a lot of speed today. He showed a lot of poise, and he got to those holes very, very quickly. The other 24, he ran the ball well. He ran the ball hard. I like him. I like how he hits the hole hard, and he's kind of more like a bruiser. And so I think the running back, they played decent. I think we had at least over 300 yards rushing the ball, maybe, or about 300 yards rushing the ball. But that goes to show that the running game was on today. Now, my only concern is this: can we continue that type of form moving forward against a heavier opponent, a heavier defensive line? But to see Cam get loose and we show flashes of what we know he can do was a great sight to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man. Running backs are nothing without their O-line. I have to be very honest. If I look at this from a coach's perspective, Cam did great. Our O-line was mediocre still, in my eyes. Again, I didn't say that we were going to dominate. It's how we did it. I'm still seeing the same kind of blocks when I'm talking about the run game. We're still getting stalemated by a lesser opponent. Yeah, we opened up some holes. We were supposed to open those holes. But like you said, next week, it ain't going to be that easy. It's not going to be that easy. Like, on the line, we should have had – it should have been – like, the O-line should have taken the mindset of, if you throw this ball from an offensive coordinator standpoint, it's because you want to, not because you have to. Because these lanes going to be so open, dog, that coach, you should just run the ball the whole game. Like, in my mind, that's how the mindset of the O-line and the O-line coach should be on run plays. Like, bruh, we throwing the ball just because we don't want Cam to have 1,000 yards this game because of the lesser opponent. What I'm saying is, there's times where Cam was still getting hit at the line of scrimmage. There are times where he's getting maybe a 1-yard gain. Yes, I understand that happens. But at this level, at that level of play and opponent, I didn't see pure and utter domination. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
And so with that, Cam still did his thing, but that's because we were better. Like I said pregame, we were better athletically, we were better physically, and we're just bigger than our opponent. And so, it's like going in there fighting fifth graders or third graders, bro. You're supposed to dominate. You know what I mean? But that's my take on it. Let's talk about we talked about the young cats, man. Brashard Smith showed some of his versatility, being able to catch the ball, being able to run the ball out the backfield. I was happy for him, man. I was happy for them young cats to get it in, man. What's your take on the young guys across the board? Whether it's, and I don't know offensive line. I didn't see a lot of movement in there. Maybe I'm wrong, but so far as the skilled guys and even the quarterback. A big shout out to Risk getting the fourth string quarterback reps in the game, man.
Yeah, the offensive line still has a lot to learn. It's going to be tough sledding, to be honest with you guys, going to ACC play with the offensive line. They have to get better on this level. Playing a team like that. I mean, they probably shouldn't even sign up for the game. But again, that's a given. The young guys played well, and like I said earlier, they showed a lot of heart. They showed like they wanted to get on the field. This was their showcase. So Manny Diaz looking for depth, looking for a showcase. Those young guys, Smith, I wasn't aware of him. Brashard Smith, he came, he played very well. And Restrepo showed up. Like we spoke about earlier, Coach, I think Restrepo had a better connection with the second and third string quarterback. Let's call them 2 second string quarterbacks than with King because of how the reps that he has with those quarterbacks, and so the other receivers as well. And I really like what I'm saying about from the receiving core, the young guys. We are still missing though their 100-yard receiver. We have not had that yet. We need to find our go-to receiver who can dominate game in and game out. We're still missing that person, and so that's a concern of mine.
All right. So Dennis Lopez says too much nitpicking. Let's go, Hayes. You got to be a real one. I'm not really understanding. I guess you said if I'm nitpicking. So I'm gonna just tell you this from a coaching standpoint. You have to be a nitpicker. If you're not nitpicking, you don't find the small things that make you lose games. That's how people win games, by finding the little things that you don't do well and exploit them. So, Dennis, I know you're a long-time viewer, but if that's what you're saying about me nitpicking, yes, I am being nitpicky. I'm picking on every and any little thing. Here's another prime example. You want to find a nitpick? Pick Nick this. Finally, Manny Diaz coaching on the sideline. I see him on the knee, right? I see Rhett Lashley talking to people on the sideline. I see coaches coaching. I see the running back got him because things are going well. Everything's smooth. But that same thing needs to happen when things are not going well. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's being if that's what you're saying, Dennis. Yes, I'm nitpicking because those same players that need that love when everything go well are the same players that need that love when everything go wrong. And they need you. You their life vest, dog. You their life jacket. You that little life ring that you toss out there. They drowning. They don't know how to fix it. They players. That's why they call you coach. Hashtag coach me, coach. We want to go there and be in everybody's face when it's all good. But when you get your teeth kicked in, go check my Twitter page. We was getting our teeth kicked in. All the coaches huddled up together. So to answer that, yes, I am being nitpicky, and that's the only way to be nitpicky is that's how you find the small problems in your game plan that other people are going to exploit. That's no, you got to find the chink in the armor. So yes, that's what I'm doing. All right. Let me see. Hey, T-Rock say Melo is on ESPN right now. Great job by him. Great job by Jacoby George, man, on that catch, man. Happy for him. He took his time, man, got his things going. Let's talk a little bit V12 in regards to defensive side of the ball. What'd you think, man? We saw a lot of new faces, a lot of fresh faces. Deshaun Troutman. You saw more of James Williams, Cam Kitchens, those kind. Leonard Taylor made a showing today. And I saw a great comment in here about the weight room. I'm going to see if I can find it. But go ahead, 12, you got it.
Yeah, so we had an opportunity to see our defense, young guys. I like Williams. He looked really good back there. Big, imposing guy. Wow, I didn't realize he was that big. He's really, really big. He's around the ball a lot. And we saw a lot of gang tackling today, which I was really impressed by. But again, we're dealing with a slower team, and we an opponent that we should have beaten. Now, when you're playing a Virginia or you're playing a Virginia Tech, those are bigger backs. We got to be able to get those guys on the ground. Connecticut did move the ball. They moved the ball on us. Nothing major, no big plays in which I can attribute anything to it. Even have any major big play. They only had 100 and some yards total in total offense. So again, it was a decent show by the defense. I still didn't get a lot of people's names weren't called a lot. McLeod name wasn't called a lot. Jafari name wasn't called a lot. So those are big name guys. They got to step up as well. Our veteran guys have to have a better showing, especially going into ACC play. But for the most part, I would grade the defense side as a B-. We got some turnovers, which are basically they were given to us. We didn't take them away. Put it that way, they were given to us. To your point, Coach, they got to take the ball away. A lot of those interceptions they were given to us, and we took advantage and we caught the ball and made them pay. So the defense played a little better. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, I saw some good things. Somebody put a comment in about Leonard Taylor, something about now he needs to know, he understands he got to get in the weight room. I guess that was based on his play. That comment was made in the chat. It was a little bit bad while we were talking about offense. But James Williams looked good. He did look good against that opponent. I'm waiting for people to try and bust my head about my comments about James. But like I've always said, I'm not saying he can't play. I have question marks about certain things at him at the safety position. I just need him answered. If he answers them, Coach Hayes is a number one fan. If they don't get answered, then what I don't want to see is I don't want to see a Pope situation. And I don't think that'll happen, but I'm just putting it out there. My only knock I say is that I had on James today's game was on his interception, he let the ball get very low. He's got to do 6'5", attack that ball at the highest point. Because when you go play, right, these top receivers, they're going to go get the ball from you. They're not going to wait for it to come down. So that's my only thing about that. When he had that chance to intercept it, you got to use your 6'5" frame and go get 10 feet in the air with it, snatch it out the air. And that way, here's another thing. If you snatch it out the air, you probably stay on your feet, and now you continue running. That was just my only deal. Other than that, he seemed to be in position, was in place, played fast. All that stuff was great. Like I said, a lot of young guys played. I think everybody played on the roster, unless you just didn't dress. So there still was some things where one time McLeod rushed him outside the pocket. There was no edge container off his zone blitz. So guess what? This quarterback had enough athleticism in him to escape that. But we just were too fast to get to the ball. But again, better teams make us pay for those type of deals, man. I apologize to you guys in the chat. We got 2:30. It's hard to do this. Read the little screen, pop them up on the screen. So follow along in the chat if you can. We rolling right now. Chase Smith is all over the field, number 41. I said he was the best player in this class. I still think that. I still think his upside is beyond the roof. It's in the clouds, bro. He's got a lot of upside when it comes to that, man. Who stood out, you say, defensively for you today? So you said one a lot of names called, but who do you say, oh, I didn't expect that?
Yeah, I like William. I said William stood out for me because we still, as much as for me, as much as you want to, we don't want to say this. We're still looking for the next big time safety like we normally have. The Air Reeves, the RIP Sean Taylor, Bubba Bolden. Yeah, he's there. He's trying to fill those shoes. But when you look at Williams, you're like, okay, can he be the next person? He's down in the box. He's making tackles. So for me, he stood out. Smith as well. He's moving. He gravitates to the ball very well. He's smooth gravitating to the ball, and you like that. You want a ball hawk on your defense, and so he's at the ball. He's making tackles. So he stood out to me as well. But like I said, Williams for me, being a big time recruit, got on the field and he really stood out for me.
Yeah, man. So I think Balin was trying to hit me up to come on in. Definitely want to get his point of view, especially from the quarterback perspective, him being a quarterback coach. I want to hear what he had to say because I really want to ask, and I'm going to put this in the chat right now. You guys put this in the chat. While you're hitting the subscribe button, also put this in the chat. You could put a T or a G or a TBD or a Garcia. King doesn't play next week. Who starts? Is it TBD or Garcia? Put that in the chat for me right now. Let me know what you guys think. And also, who had the better showing? You understand?
Or
who had the better?
Or is it
Matoka? Matoka.
No, not Matoka. Matoka's fine. Or do we go back and forth again today? Or do we go back and forth in the Virginia game to figure out who got the hot hand? Then Florida do it against Alabama and have some success. So we sometimes you got to go with you see. Sometimes you got to listen. You got to take chances, right? So let's figure it out. We'll see. Whoever got the hot hand, it could be something like you said, Coach. Start one, start the other. Whoever got the hot hand, then you roll with the rest of the game. But I don't know. They both played really, really decent today.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough one. I want to know in the chat. TBD. I'm seeing a lot of TBDs. I'm seeing some Garcias. They say Garcia next year. Garcia can pass it deep. We're going to find out, man. We're going to find out. It'll be interesting to see, man. It'll be interesting to see. Let me ask you, I skipped the guy. Mallory didn't have any catches tonight or this afternoon, rather.
I don't believe so. Nope. The tight ends didn't. I don't think Arroyo had a catch either.
Yeah.
Arroyo did block. He did block pretty. He blocked pretty decent. Arroyo did block pretty decent.
Yeah, he did block decent. And you even got your boy Khalil Brantley from the West in there, man. He got him some burn too. So that's awesome, man. That those guys, everybody got an opportunity. And I'm gonna tell you this as a coach, I've been in those games where you get a chance to get everybody on the field, and the atmosphere is different. Nobody's mad, but I'm bringing this up for a reason, right? Because you know me, I always like to bring these kind of questions. Everybody gets a chance to get some burn. Because I always said this, especially in coaching, a win will cure cancer for the night, believe it or not. When you win a game, you forget about all the bad things in life that's happened, whatever, just for the night. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about overall in life, but just for the night. You know what I mean? Like, it's dudes out there hurt that don't even realize they hurt until tomorrow morning. But I bring all that up to bring this. And you brought his name up. And I was talking to D from Utah. Pope couldn't get one shot out there, dog. Did he get a chance to play?
I didn't see him play. And, you know,
I understand you got the drops. I got the drops. I get it. But when you up 69 donut, cuz, bro, I play kids. I ain't gonna say no name. I played dude. Ain't never been on the, like, you up that much, dog, and this kid came back. He trying to get at least a shot.
You mean that? You mean? Well, they're saying Pope played at cornerback. You talking about as a receiver? You talking about as a receiver? Did he play as a receiver? Yeah, he didn't play as a receiver. Yeah, I didn't see him on the receiving side of the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a corner, bro. It's crazy. You basically halfway through the season, 3/4 through the season, now we position changing, which I get it. He asked for it. But I'm up 60 donut. I'm going in the half 49 nothing. Maybe I'm soft about something, but this right here, I gotta get a young brother a shot until he showed me different.
So they're saying apparently he's done at receiver now. He's no longer a receiver. That's what I'm hearing, and that's what I'm viewing in the chat. So we won't see him anymore. And I mean that's something that he decided to do, and that's what he got to live with. But I don't see him getting on the field with those guys anyway. Because like I said, all these young guys play well. So that may be the best position for him to ride his college time out. And I won't be surprised if he's in the transfer portal next year doing something different.
He's done. This it for him.
Oh, and he's done. I'm not sure. I thought it was a junior.
Let me know in the chat if he's done. Let me know in the chat.
Not sure.
GOC said he can't catch, coach. I understand that. I get it, dog. I get it. But Wiggins apparently can't either. He got a shot. That's all I'm just trying to say. When you have 69 donut, dog, like, I get it, right? I get it. But that's me wanting the most for the kids. Again, I'm not gonna put him in a situation that's gonna hurt the team overall, but by me putting him out there doesn't hurt the team when you have 69 nothing. And this team barely crossed the 50 once. Twice. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Coach being soft. You know, I'm soft. It is what it is. But anyway, look at this. King of Battle to my done next. Y'all boys, okay. And this is a prime example of why I say when these coaches start talking about and these players, it feels like family. It feels like family. I'm out. It ain't family. It's business. That's what these players got to understand. This is a business. Janet Jackson said best, what have you done for me lately? Dun, dun, ooh, yeah. Apparently nothing, because you still sit on the bench, cuz. You got 7 more games left in college, and you decide to say, hey, coach, you that desperate. You know you finna walk up on a mop-up team, and you decide, hey, coach, I think I can play corner.
Well, let's do it. Pope is the junior. And they still have him listed as wide receiver, so I guess that's the debate. I guess they said he played corner there. I didn't really see him out there. I mean, the game was over early, but he's a junior, so more likely he stays here. He stays here out to play corner. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes into the transfer portal. I mean, because his career is pretty much over by and large.
Yeah, it's done. He'd be an FAU with the coaches. But anyway, that's how I look at it, man. I would love to talk to the chat. We got 265 in the chat. Everybody who donated. Let me see if I can do this from here, man. Street Live kind of stepped their game up. Let me give you love right quick for y'all donated. That'll give me a chance to take a sip of my cane juice. And so y'all hold on tight 1 second.
Let me just say this before you roll, coach. No matter who we play, I want to say this. And I think somebody said nitpicking and we want to point out a lot of the positives. And what I did notice, and what needs to be carried over into the next game, is the lack of penalties. I think we only had one penalty, maybe no more than 5. I thought I saw one for 15 yards. That's a really, really disciplined game. And knowing Miami, we can be a little hot-headed. We not be disciplined from a football approach, from a penalty standpoint. That really stood out to me. And I hopefully going against better opponents, that discipline can remain, and that can help us going down and make big plays and help us with our continuity. I thought it was great for them not to have as many penalties we normally have in each game.
Yeah, I'm looking at a comment here. Kane Gang Cartel says Mark looked good at corner. He may have, like I said, I was trying to get on the road, so I kind of missed the last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter, somewhere in there. I was just trying to get on the road. But so I'm going to go back and look at it, of course. But that's why I'm asking these questions, because I don't know. One thing about me, I'm not going to assume. That's why I ask the child all the time. If somebody I don't know, let me know. I don't have an ego when it comes to that. I don't know everything. I'm not the University of Miami almanac around here. So with all that being said, no, you're right. There was a lot of positive things I saw. I'm going to tell you what I saw the most that was positive. And if I go into my team meeting, which they'll probably do, they have a team meeting on Sunday. First thing I'm going to do is I'm showing nothing but sideline clips. I'm not showing the game plays right away. I'm showing sideline clips. And the clips that I'm showing is showing, listen, even when guys, see, this is the thing about winning. Everybody wants to be a part. When it's losing, nobody wants the finger pointed at them. You see other teammates when a dude miss a ball, a man congratulate him, but then he start coaching, right? Hey, the man make a mistake, hey, tap him on the head, and you can tell through the body language that he's telling him what he did wrong. You see coaches, you see the smiles, right? Which I understand, you're going to necessarily smile if you lose them, but you're going to be a part of the process of trying to fix it. Versus when people lose, people start separating themselves. One dude sit on this end of the bench, that dude sit on the other end of the bench. But that's human nature. That's always happened. When things go wrong, people tend to argue. People tend to do those type of things. But great teams may argue, but they're gonna put it together. And in football, you don't have all day to figure that out. You got 3 and out, maybe 6-play, 7-play drive, and you got to get back out there and do it again. So I said all that to say this. That's one of the big positives. Appreciate you, Brother Jay Blaze, for the $9.99. But that's another one of the things I'm saying about picking out some of the positives when we look at this deal. Is there any other positive you can see in this before we kind of cut it short?
Yeah, I thought the play calling, I spoke about it earlier. Lastly, he opened up a little bit and he played to the strength of the quarterback. And hopefully he can continue. He got in a rhythm, which is not easy to do with 2 different quarterbacks. So we know Brett Lashley can coach. Sometimes as coaches get down too. Sometimes coaches, they stink as well. They're human. Sometimes they get in the rut as well, just like players. So he in a rut. He not calling. We ain't scoring points, and his offense is regressing. So this is a game. Somebody put in the comment. It's a bounce back game, and I'm not gonna read too much into it. But everyone loves confidence, right? When you dress up, you look nice, and your friend or your girl or your man say you look good. And you may have a scuffle with them high heel. How you pronounce it? Louboutins. I can't pronounce it. Louboutin. Red bottoms. Okay, there you go. You may have a little scratch on them, but your honey say, "Babe, your shoes look good." But you got a little scratch on them. But so at the end of the day, we love confidence. We love to be confident. We love confidence. So this is a confidence game for them. Somebody said at DTX is a glorified scrimmage. Someone said that. I agree. I'm not saying we know that, but at the end of the day, they could have came into a glorified scrimmage. Somebody put on there. Auburn is losing to a glorified scrimmage, and we could have wet the bed. So we can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? So again, the coaching look a lot better. The quarterback, we know that we have some quarterbacks for the future when King does go, and we'll see what happens next week. Next week could be a telltale sign how things will probably transpire for the rest of the season.
Hey, also, let me go to the positive of this. I got to pat myself on the back, dog. I said 56, and everybody busted my head in the chat because we ain't even put up 30. Because we ain't did this. So the positive is that we not only beat the expectations, we blew it out the water. And we blew it out the water with non-starters. So that's a positive, right? So, yeah, this team may not have been great. It might not have been very good. They may have even been terrible, if you want to label it that. That's fine. But at least we even beat the expectation. We didn't walk around here, bro. Bro, we done won this game 30-6, dog. I probably took the rest of the week off work, laid in the bed, dog, and just ate pizza all day trying to figure out which way my life gonna go. Because it don't make no sense. Like, I was dead serious. Like, when we was in the pregame, and everybody like, I'm listening to the predictions. Oh, my bad. Hold on, I got Balin in the background. My bad, Balin. I'm on the phone, bro. I don't know how long you been on here. Sorry about that, Balin. I don't know how long you been on here, but I couldn't see it's a little small.
Minutes.
I apologize, bro. But listen, real quick. I didn't see it's a little thing say get added guest. But anyhow, I was just saying this part. That we blew out the expectation of it. And everybody go 30 points. Like, even the people in Vegas talking about 38, 36-8. Like, bruh. Like, I'm not going to accept that being a Hurricane fan at this point of the program state. I'm not. Balin, let me ask you a question. We got 2 in the chat. We were talking about positives. You're a quarterback, dude. What did you take from the 2 quarterbacks?
Efficient and no mistakes. You can't beat that. I mean, you call it a glorified scrimmage. I call it effective and efficient. It could have gone the other way. We see Florida State team favored by 24 points and lose at home to a 1AA school. They didn't take it serious. They got popped in the mouth coming off a big, game against Notre Dame. Georgia State right now is about to upset Auburn, who looked phenomenal last week against Penn State. So, I mean, you just don't know how these games go because those guys look at it as like their championship game. And what an opportunity to play against a Miami team who right now there's a lot of question marks in the coaching staff and, the gameplay and how we are as a football team where the heart is. And we put, backups in and put up 69, and it could have been a lot worse. So they did what they expected to do. What I liked about the game was the announcers even said something that I said in the pregame show is, we start to worry when Miami struggles against a team like this. When it is a 38-0 or 38-7 victory, that's not good, but they score on every single drive in the first half except for one knee. So they did not score on one drive, and that was because they took a knee to go in the half. And then they didn't score on the last drive of the football game and then one to mid in the third. So other than that, we scored on every offensive drive. So we took care and was efficient offensively and defensively. They gave up no points, missed 30-yard field goal that could have put up 3. But other than that, it's still a shutout victory. And at the end of the day, we did what we were supposed to do. We established a run game and put up the most yards we've ever put in the history of the program.
Yeah, that 30-yard field goal, first of all, it pissed me off. Second is it hurt my fantasy draft, dog. It got us on my fantasy, dog.
I think I got the W today on you. So.
No, I'm playing 863 Kane today.
Oh, I think
I'm playing 863 Kane. No, we ain't played yet. Oh, I'll let you know when we play, my man. Huh? I'm gonna let you know when we get it in. First of all, big shout out. Y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all put a thumbs up in the building. This is the first time I've ever seen Mr. Balin Trujillo with no hat on. So y'all put a thumb up in the chat. Hey, if I have 15,000 subscribers, because this man that came over without his hat on, bro, look at this cat, man. He got his comb over. He got his hymns. Isn't that what they call it, hymns? I'm loving it, man. But anyhow, yeah, man. But I want to ask you this about quarterbacks since V12 is out. What throws did you like the most between both of the quarterbacks?
You know what?
Throws did you say? Yeah, he owned it.
I'm so glad you asked that question My favorite throw of the game was when Tyler Van Dyke hit a out route from one hash to the end of the sideline to Restrepo, and he ended up getting the first down. That was probably the biggest throw of the football game because of how accurate he was throwing across the entire field. That's like a 33-yard throw going from 7 yards on a completion. So that's a big-time throw. And then Jake Garcia's post route, I think, was probably one of the most dynamic throws downfield I've ever seen. Like, it was just so placed perfectly. I mean, that was and he got away with the first one where he underthrew it and you know, kind of like, oh man, just throw it out there. But the second one, he let that thing go 55, even though it was a 44-yard touchdown. He was on the opposite 45 and let it rip. But Tyler Van Dyke's 7-yard out route that turned into a 17-yard gain was probably my favorite throw of the entire. And when he threw that ball, I said, oh boy, he might be the next one in line. So he definitely showed off his arm talent.
All right. Now, am I jumping the gun and saying this? Because I know V12 is still off right now. They both look extremely good. They played extremely well. They both made very good throws, all of that good stuff. After this year, what happens? Somebody got to be number one.
Yeah, because they're both freshmen.
Game, 2 quarterbacks back-to-back all day like that. And that's my point. What happens? Just hypothetically speaking here. B12, I don't know if you heard the question before Balin answers. I was saying as well as both quarterbacks played, yeah, we got them this year. What is the outlook coming up here in the future? Balin, let you go first.
Go ahead.
Well, I will tell you, I see that they're pushing the narrative with Jake Garcia. I see that only because if this was truly a number 2 setup with Tyler Van Dyke, he would have at least the first half of play, and then we're going to go into a series type deal in the second half. And when I saw Jake Garcia go out after Tyler Van Dyke literally went 4 for 4 with a touchdown, I knew that the plan was to see how Jake Garcia performs at this level. And when you have a quarterback competition that's kind of even, in my opinion, you're always going to go with the younger guy, even though both guys are freshmen on the field. Jake is still a true freshman, so this will be a redshirt year. Will not count against him unless he somehow plays more than 4 games, which I do not see happening. So I do think that they're trying to lean more towards the Jake Garcia thing. But the way that Tyler Van Dyke played today, I mean, I'll tell you what, he has a gift in that arm. He's very accurate. And when I say he was 9 of 10 midway through the third quarter with 3 touchdowns, 296, I mean, that's pretty special. So, and he was throwing everything downfield. And the one incompletion he had was the Wiggins. It would have been a 40-yard touchdown strike, and he dropped it wide open. You know, it's so funny because when he dropped the touchdown, they were like, you might as well just switch jerseys and be on the opposite team the way he's playing this year, which is a factual statement in my opinion with Wiggins. But man, I mean, his arm talent is out of this world, and I'll tell you what, man, Tyler Van Dyke is a good case of either being a very high pick in the portal if we go the Jake Garcia route. But the way it looks like today, even though they pushed the narrative with Jake Garcia, I think Tyler Van Dyke's the better quarterback.
V12?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's definitely down the line, but it's definitely going to be a quarterback controversy. I don't know if somebody would transfer because it's always good to have 2 capable quarterbacks on your staff. But Balin already know I like Jake. I know they're trying to push for TV, but I'm a Jake guy. I just like how he moves. I think he has all the intangibles, and I think he has enough footwork to get out of trouble. I know somebody said in the Van Dyke played well. Somebody said in the chat though, you blitz Van Dyke, it may be a different situation. So we got to see. We got to work on his mobility a little bit, but we'll see. I mean, they're competitors, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I doubt someone would transfer next year, but once it's solidified, maybe after next year, then we may have an issue with the quarterbacks.
So listen, I'm gonna have that. And let me tell you something, man. Hey, y'all about to find a cane in Gainesville laid out. Anyway, y'all think it's a game? We live right now. Yeah, all right. I'm trying. We up here in Gator country, dog. And I brought my blowgun and my spill. So we finna put some gators on our back. We gonna I'm having a hard time holding
Hey, speaking of Gators and quarterbacks, what's up with our boy Joe Milton, man? What's going on?
Find out. That's why I'm here. We finna find out.
Hey, this game right here is going to determine Joe Milton's starting position for the rest of this year today.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that, 1,000%. Here's my one question. I'm gonna go back to this, and you're definitely right. JP says, guys, this was a scrimmage, please. I can agree with that in essence. So here's my next question to the quarterback, quote unquote controversy. Neither one of them faced true adversity. Now you're gonna find out who's a real quarterback when he got grass stains on his back? Huh? When he got them grass stains on his back, can he get up and fight? See, everybody look good. Like I said, everything good when you winning. Now, what do you do when that dude on blindside you? Can you get up and fight through it? You understand? So, with that being said, what do you guys take on that?
I like that statement and I don't like that statement. I like that statement because it's factual, but I don't like that statement only because they did what they were supposed to do. Now they play a team like Central Connecticut and then they don't look sharp, right? What about the other side of the coin? They don't look sharp. They're missing easy throws. They're trying to force things downfield because they're playing against a subpar opponent thinking they can just hit the home run ball, and now they're throwing 2 or 3 picks. The fact that they were efficient, at the end of the day, those guys got scholarships. Those guys got recruited in high school. Those guys are playing on the same field as the University of Miami. That doesn't happen by chance. So we went in there and they took care of business and they did what they were supposed to do, which shows that they have the ability to play the position at a high level, regardless if it's a scrimmage in your opinion or not. Because at the end of the day, they were efficient. They didn't turn the ball over, and both of them almost threw over 300 yards each with 3 touchdowns, with Jake having 2. So again, we always have to look at the positives. I hate the fact that all Miami fans want to do right now is say, oh, well, here's the excuse. We just played a dang scrimmage game today. Okay, but what if we win the game 21-7? What are we talking about here? Now Miami sucks. Miami's this. Miami's a moral victory. I hate that. Let's look at the positives. They both came in with no reps all season. Not a single rep all season besides maybe a handoff when Derek King had to come off the field for a couple plays. And these guys were efficient and effective, which means they're preparing themselves in practice, which is showing that they're not just slacking off. And then what is the one thing, Coach Hayes, that we talked about last year with Miami? They play to their competition. These guys today did not play to their competition. They played well above their competition, especially at the quarterback position. So that's why I'm very excited about what happened today, regardless of who was on the other side of the field. They were efficient, no turnovers. They never put the ball in danger. They were effective, and that just shows you that they can play the quarterback position effective and efficiently. So that's what we need to take away from this game.
I love it. V12, talk to us.
Man,
We're gonna round this deal out.
I totally agree with you, Balin. Let me just say this. It's always good to know what you have in the cupboard. And we know, albeit however you want to phrase it, what we played today, these guys, to me, showed me a lot. Balin, you're a quarterback coach. Nothing can replace game time experience.
I agree.
Coach, you a coach. I don't care how much you will practice, how much once you win a game, it's a different type of ball game. And so those guys to go out there and play decent, mistake free, and TV, they got some pressure. He was sacked a couple times, if I'm not mistaken, so he got some pressure. So for him to show the poise, for them to show the poise, being young guys, I tip my hat off to them. And something to your point, Kyle. Coach, when they face the Virginia Blitz or they face another defense next week, it's another learning process for them. But I guarantee you, this game has prepared them for the next game, and they'll be ready, and they will be able to fight the adversity and play well. Hopefully, play well. So I'm with Balin on that. Like, we can't always, we are Monday morning quarterbacking. Oh, we saw what we wanted to see today. King can't go. We have some guys who, not to say they're gonna win the game for us, but hopefully they won't lose the game for they can manage the game, and we could be competitive moving forward.
Good enough. Here's my last question to both of you guys, and we'll wrap this up definitely. My last piece. Has Coach Manny Diaz, with this dominant win, I'm not saying this is enough to save the job, but even if he wins out here, or even if he loses Virginia by 3 points there, he teeter-totters through it. Will that be enough to save the job for the season?
I think if he wins the ACC, we win the ACC or win our portion of the ACC, I think he'll retain his job. But if we can't get anything close to ACC wins or be competitive in the ACC, there's no way they're going to keep him.
Baylor.
He loses 2 games in the ACC, he's done. But I'll tell you what, there's going to be not that much talk this week because the focus is going to be the fact that we played a scrimmage game. So I think that's going to be the focal point this week, and everybody's going to come up with excuses. Okay, Miami put up 69. Let's see what happens on Thursday night. We're going to play a Virginia team who's hurt right now, who just lost a tough game. So now we have momentum going into a big Thursday night game at home. So you win this game convincingly this Thursday. Watch how the tables are going to start turning. Okay, Miami has a shot. Miami's going to go to the Coastal. Miami can play a good a subpar Clemson team and hopefully win it. Now there's going to be weird talks about that. But if we lose Thursday night in the fashion that we lose, even if it's by 3 points, I think Manny is definitely on the verge of being fired. I do not think, and again, I said this last week, I do not think the best choice for Miami right now is to fire a head coach in the middle of the season, especially with the gauntlet that we're about to go through, a 5-game stretch. Other than Virginia, which I think is the weakest one of the 5 games coming up. I think that it's not smart to just all of a sudden jump ship and have a new guy, even if he's on staff, to take over. Because if you see how the moral is on the sideline, those guys actually do like Manny Diaz, especially the defensive side of the ball. So if you remove a guy like that, who at the end of the day is a Miami guy thinking through whether he could coach a head coach or not, we cannot. I think it's not smart, especially this season, to fire him midway. He'll finish the season, I believe. Unless he gets blown out by Virginia like we did in the Orange Bowl 48-0. His ticket will be out of here. But sorry to remind you guys about that. But I don't think I see that happening. And I think that we use this momentum to win against a Virginia team and have a bye week going into a much competitive North Carolina team in 2 weeks, which could be big for Miami and big for his job. So we'll see how it all plays out.
All right, man. So appreciate you guys. I'm in Gainesville right now. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me roll the window down.
Hey, I'm so glad that I won the predictions this week.
Hold on. There's some Canes over here. There's some Canes over here.
I don't know about that, man. That's a cult atmosphere over there. I don't know about all that, man. Whoa.
I'm letting them know. They walking by. I know there's some Canes over here. I ain't playing with these folks, man.
At least I know I won the predictions today.
Nah, not at all. Not even close. Not even close.
Hey, I'm glad I lost that today. I'm glad I lost that one today.
Yeah, man. Well, guys, I appreciate you, man. We've been on an hour. Loved it. Thank you all so much. Appreciate the 224 in the chat. Remember the goal for today by 12 midnight. Let's get this channel to 15,000 subscribers. I don't know how many subscribers we are at right now. I have no idea. Maybe we can find out real quick. Somebody let me know what we actually at right now. We should be only less than 10 away, if I'm not mistaken, man. But I let the people know it's some Canes. Hold up, dog. Hold up. Watch this. Tennessee. What's up, Tennessee? We live on YouTube. Go Vols.
What are we doing? Wrong orange, coach. Wrong orange. Wrong orange.
Watch this. Hold on. Watch it. But unfortunately, there's some Canes over here. There's some Canes over here. Hey, you said I'm a 40-year-old vlogger. I love this college stuff, man. Oh, man.
That's funny.
Hey, that's Coach Hayes. You won the prediction this week. So I got to ask you this. I'm going to flip it on you. Tonight,
pay myself.
Florida, Tennessee.
No,
wins?
you ain't win. I think a young lady, Miss Wilcox won. Remember Miss Wilcox? She said 63 something.
Man, I'm talking about with the 3 amigos right here. The 3 amigos.
Oh, us, yes, yeah. Us. Yeah.
I don't know if she's gonna get that $25 award.
No.
That's on Coach Hayes right there.
She was closer though. She said she 3 to 3, I think, or 5.
Well, let's stick to tonight because I know Coach Hayes is all hype right now. Prediction today. Tennessee, Florida.
Fire my eyes, boy. Tennessee, Florida. Oof. I'm going with Florida because my boy on the team, dog. Come on, man. Hear what it is, dog.
Oh, Florida, Tennessee.
I said Tennessee.
No, you said
Florida.
You said Florida because my boy's on the team. Oh boy.
I said I live in Florida. I said I live in Florida.
Okay.
I said I live in Florida.
And my boy you told her what I heard. You told her what I heard.
I did.
I like Tennessee tonight. 24 to 17.
I'm blaming it on the cane juice, dog.
If Joe Milton plays, if Joe Milton doesn't play, they lose by 3 touchdowns.
Florida, hey, Florida's the beast. Florida's the beast.
We live on YouTube, y'all. There's some Canes over here.
V12. We both know Florida's gonna win this game.
Canes over here. There's some Canes over here.
Hey, Tennessee might get mollywopped by like 30.
It's gonna be
There's
tough.
some Canes over here.
It'll be tough tonight in the swamp.
Yeah, hey, when's the last time Tennessee's beaten Florida in the swamp? We'll wait on that question.
I gotta go.
I think Coach may be done, Balin.
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, he see that his Wi-Fi going out because we talked about how Tennessee can't beat Florida.
Coach, you done?
So he's frozen.
I'm frozen.
A little bit. You're frozen a little bit. Hey y'all, we signing off. It was fun, Coach. Enjoy yourself at the game, man. It was fun. Everybody on YouTube, it was fun. Always fun being with y'all. Always fun. We'll see y'all on Thursday night. Coach, let me know what we're doing Thursday. It's gonna be a big game Thursday, man. So I'm looking forward to it. Enjoy the game. Good luck to Joe Milton. But I think the Gators may it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, Coach. Gainesville.
Some Canes over here.
Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's gang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang, 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 gang gang. You see him in orange and green? That's gang gang. You ready for Storm 18? That's gang gang. Gang gang. Rep since a juvenile, I be where they throwing up using crowds. You know how that school get down, not taking no L's, we ain't losing now. Don't get it confused right now, I represent making these music sounds. They play me when they study in their dorm room, request me an Uber now. I be screaming Kane gang, across the world they be screaming out the same thing. We first to arrive and last to leave, we feeling a sense of capacity. You know I won't change while you asking me, be throwing this youth to the casket deep. Be all on the field like Sebastian B, rockin' Canes well.